Hello, good to see you. Here is a short update on what's going on with Cantor. First of all, the Windows version is out, so for all of you who's been waiting for that, just go to the website, follow the link, and there's gonna be a Windows version as well. My channel has gone from around 100 subscribers to over 1,000 in the around 2 weeks that Cantor has been out. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's spreading the word and sharing this and supporting me and commenting and all of that. I really appreciate it. It's helping me a lot to keep going and pouring time into this project. I'm so happy to see that people are using it and having fun with it. And especially huge thanks to the people who sign up on Patreon to support me there. Before I show the new stuff in the latest release, I just want to take a short moment to kind of explain the purpose of this project and why I choose to keep it free. I think live looping is the most direct way available right now for people to get their ideas out. At least that's my experience. And if you look at the history of culture and music, you can see that anytime some new tools get available to a bigger mass of people, or the people who can't afford the most expensive and flashy things, then great things happen. The right wing have their media empires and whatnot. They have their newspapers and and think tanks, and they can get their ideas out that way. And we on the left, we have culture, we have music, and that's really way more powerful. So my goal with this whole project is basically to try to enable as many people as possible to, as easily as possible, get their creative ideas out into the world. And I know this program is still not flawless, but now you know my goal, and any feedback you have on how I can work better on that goal, how to make this accessible and easy to use, is just really helpful to this project. And I know this still requires a decent computer, which not everyone has, but I'll do my best to optimize it as we go along. It's hard for me to test because I just have one computer myself. So any information you can give me on how it's running on your system is really helpful. But this is really trying to reproduce a full stage setup for electronic music, which usually requires a table full of hardware, something looking like this or like this. So hopefully this program can bring down the bar somewhat for that way of making music, and especially to bring the music on stage. I'm not keeping this free just because I'm really rich and don't really need the money. Right now I need to go busking, and I make all my money from street music. So if you have the resources to support me, please go over to the Patreon and help keep it free for the people who don't have the money to support me. Okay, that's enough rambling. Let's look at the new stuff in this version. First off, we have stereo support for all the channels. If you go over to the menu here, you see this row of buttons where you can stereo link any outputs that is in stereo. So if I switch this over to my other microphone, now I'm using the first two channels on my Zoom, and it's in mono, but if I click here, whoa, then I can move my head around. And also if I loop it, it's looped in stereo. Oh yeah, I can move. It's looped in stereo. Oh yeah, I can move. Alright. And then here over in the effect chain we have two new knobs. And this is a feedback delay that goes back through the entire chain. And this lets you create stuff like similar to the Valhalla shimmer reverb and some other very crazy effects. So let me show you. If I take first a pitch shifter and then a reverb, and then turn up the feedback time and the feedback amount, then we get something like this. I can also now save the effect as presets here by clicking and holding the little folders down here. And we can add any effects here, and it's going to be recursively applied every time it feeds back around. So let's try to add a bit crusher as well here. And by default, this is not included in the randomization because it can very easily blow up into crazy noises. So be careful when you use this. Watch your ears, watch your speakers. But if you want to risk it, you can go over to the settings here and check this randomize FX feedback button, and then this will be included in the randomization as well. And you can set the max feedback amount and the max feedback time over here to limit how crazy it can go. So let's try that a bit and see what happens. And I'm gonna turn down my headphones first. Okay, let's loop some instruments. Big thanks to this list of people here who are already supporting me. I can't tell you enough how appreciative I am for that. It really brings me a lot of motivation to keep going and makes it feel worth the insane amount of hours I put into this already. So thank you so much for that. Found some bugs doing this jam, so gotta get back to work. See you in the next video.